Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to our show today. Here we are at Scarborough once again, and this is a much better Barry Fair than on episode 21. Now, do you remember on episode 21 where I wasn't well? Yep. Well, here's Mark to tell you about it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Barry. Yes, well, last time we came and you were in the early stages of your COVID infection, and it just kicked off, and then you progressively went downhill as the day continued. So by the time we actually got away from here, you were under the weather, so to speak.
And so, before we brought the last program to you, and I was not very well then, but that is all in the past now. Focusing on today, look at that marvelous view of Deception Bay. Just look at that, guys. Just look at that. Wouldn't you like to wake up with a view like that? Here's Mark with his opening view on this.
Yes, it's a beautiful view across Deception Bay to the Glasshouse Mountains and areas north of Brisbane. So from here we can see a bit of Bribie Island and coastline moving north. So yeah, it's a gorgeous day for being out and about.
So, like I said back in the studio, we had a bit of a tragedy over the weekend, but we won't spoil our day with that. So today we're going to check out Morgan's Seafood again and check out what they've got there. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, I think you've got a thing for fish and chips. So, and I know that they're not going to be running out of fish and chips anytime soon. So we're pretty well covered.
So just going back over what we discussed last time before I got really sick. Now, don't treat the park like a rubbish dump and go with your rubbish and expect people to pick it up. Because are they going to pick it up? No, they are not. Are they going to be responsible for it? No. Here's Mark.
Yeah, it's much better to be responsible for your own rubbish and do your one tiny little bit for the rest of the community by just keeping your little patch tidy, and then you don't have to worry about anybody else's.
And the same with your dog. Clean up their dog waste as well. Here's Mark.
Well, yeah, that one's even worse because cop a fine if you don't. But again, you know, these parks are beautiful and very user-friendly. And they're user-friendly because, for the most part, people keep them in excellent condition.
Now, I couldn't finish episode 21 because I had no voice. Here's Mark.
That might be a blessing for some of you, but obviously it makes it difficult for Barry to do his show. So, you know, we're back. We're back.
And the good news is I've got plenty of time to bring you some extra shows. And that's a blessing for the Queenslanders. So today we're going to check out Morgan's Seafood again. And we might even do a review on what we get for lunch today because we didn't actually get to do a review the last time we met. And where we got dropped off in the car park, we met Peter Keith.
Yep, so Pete and Sal, work colleagues, and they just happened to be staying at the caravan park, and while we were standing in the car park looking at the caravans, I said, oh, that black dog looks a lot like Daisy. And it was. So we just happened to be standing right beside their caravan. And we had a little catch up in the car park while we waited for the taxi to come after an hour and a half or whatever it was we waited for them. So yeah, we had a lovely catch up with Pete and Sal.
And the beauty of today is that we can actually finish what we started off with. Now, just getting back to how Mark and I got sick, well,
we don't really know, do we?
We don't really know, so, you know, but
the mysteries of catching COVID. If only we could put a finger on it and say, yeah, it was at this place, but we can't. So it'll have to remain a mystery.
So the moment I got home from doing the last Scarborough episode, which was on the 14th of June, I think it was, 2 months ago, I had a rapid test and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right on cue, the 2 lines showed up. So that's when production had to stop in March.
Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't feel particularly well, and obviously stuck in your room as well. So that didn't help the situation for getting out and being able to do any reporting on anything. So I'm not surprised then that you had to put everything on hold, and you certainly don't feel like sharing your misery with everyone.
Well, I did have to do 1 or 2 episodes in that didn't help, so it was not a good 12 days. But on to some positive news. Like Mark and I said, we're going to check out the Morgan Seafood and see what we've got there. They've got there.
You're making me hungry now.
But before we do that, we had a lovely taxi driver brought us over, Scarborough, and he was very good. Here's Mark.
Yes, we had a lovely gentleman come and pick us up, and we didn't have to wait too long, even though it was the second company we called. After waiting for the first one for half an hour, and still no sign of even having a taxi booked. So we tried the other company, and when I rang to cancel the first one, they still hadn't found a taxi. So we would have been waiting a long time.
So, just going over what happened just a little bit, okay? I won't go into too much detail on the show because I will get quite emotional. So, as you know, I am the only person at the house at the moment, but that's all I will say at this point of time. But getting back to the positive side, we must remember the good times that we had. with somebody. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, it's been a tragedy. One of Barry's housemates passed away very unexpectedly, and so apart from the shock of having someone pass away unexpectedly, he was a friend and a housemate, and obviously take it pretty hard. So it's been a difficult time for you.
And here's to you, Marty. This show is dedicated to you, mate, because I know you love to get out and about, so I'm dedicating part of this program to you. And may you rest in peace, mate. Here's Mark.
Yes, it's a fitting tribute. You're right, Marty did love to get out and socialise, and you will miss him. So, as you say, rest in peace.
So after the break, we will come back and do a fish and chip review, and we might even do a review outside the shop.
Well, we can sit inside the eating area and do a review while we're there.
Yep, so coming up after the break, guys, get your plates, knives and forks.
I was going to say, just get your serviettes because we're not sharing.
Get your serviettes, guys, because we're about to see what Morgan Seafood has in store for not just Mark and myself, but for you as well.
For anyone that wants to be there.
For anyone that wants to be there, come along to Morgan Seafood. You will love it, guys. So if you're ever in the Scarborough area, guys, whip on in, because that's what we're going to do. And we'll be back with you after the break.
See you soon.
You are watching episode 27 of this special program now, and a fitting tribute to my flatmate. Welcome back, everybody, and we just finished our review on the fish and chips, and it was absolutely beautiful. Here's Mark to open the last bit of the show with that.
Alright, so just to tease you, that's what we've left for your eating pleasure. I told Barry those chips were bad for him, so he's just left them because, well, just because. But apart from that, the fish and the scallops were both beautifully moist, beautiful cook on them, and chips were lovely and crisp. So all round, exceptionally nice lunch.
And this is a better end to this episode than the last one. Here's Mark now.
Well, Barry knows his own name today at the end of this episode, which is better than last time. So, absolutely better end than last time.
Where I said I had to cut the video short because I was sounding more like Barry White.
You wish.
I wish. So, a fitting tribute to my flatmate, rest in peace, buddy. I will miss you. Thank you for sharing your life with me. And here's Mark.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to miss Marty. He's you weren't in the house together for long, but he was a lovely man, and you got on well. So it's a crying shame, obviously.
So, as we end this episode today, we must not wallow. Think of the happy memories that we share with people. Here's Mark now to close the show with that.
Yeah, so we will miss Marty, and obviously remember him fondly, and you know, I'm sure that Marty's going to live on in your memory for a long time, Barry, and very sad to see him gone, but as you say, you've got to carry on regardless and enjoy your life.
And as we leave you today, I'm not gonna say I better go because I'm losing my voice, because that was on episode 21. So, on behalf of myself and Mark, we thank you for joining us for this special tribute today. Here he is for his farewell.
Yep, I'd like to say farewell, and sorry we couldn't share our lunch with you in essence, but you know, suffice it to say, very enjoyable, and we will be back.
We will be back with you next Monday, but who knows where. Here's Mark now.
It'll all be a mystery, revealed only on Monday when we decide.
But,
Have a great week.
And until then, ladies and gentlemen, it's bye from myself, Barry, Fear and Mark. Have a good afternoon, and to take us out, look at the view. And the number that we rely on 24 hours a day, you know what it is. I've finished every episode with that, and then it's 000. Please don't be an idiot and ring them up, because they won't deliver your fish and chips to you in the middle of the night. Here's Mark to take us out with that message now.
Absolutely, Barry. That phone line needs to be kept clear for people with genuine emergencies, and there seems to be enough issues with that at the moment, with COVID and the lack of actual workers being on the ground to help people. It's more important than ever to make sure that we don't abuse the services that we have.
So, from us now, have a safe Monday night, and I will catch you next time around on the daily edition of the Daily Wraps. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Bye-bye. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Monday, the 18th of July. I'm Barry Fear. Welcome along to you and all the viewers out there. Beautiful day today, and we're just preparing for another episode here. This is episode 29 now, and we're just recapping on last Monday's episode where we went to Scarborough and to Morgan Seafood. Joining me now in the studio, it's a very good morning to Mark English.
How are you, Barry?
Very good. And what a beautiful day it is this day. And I can tell you, we're gonna have an adventure today. We're gonna go to New Farm today to bring you a story on the park. What a beautiful day it is. Here's Mark now for his opening segment on this.
Well, welcome everyone. And as Barry said, it is a beautiful day. And I have the advantage of being forced to go to these places with Barry. And I love New Farm Park. So I'm really looking forward to going there and showing off one of the beautiful spots of inner city Brisbane, really.
So it's another quiet week here, unfortunately, but what can you do? You know, we've got to make the most of life, guys. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, Barry's right. Can't just fall in a heap. And, Barry's got to continue living his life and making the most of it. So he's got the right attitude towards keeping his mental health up and positive. So a perfect example of coping with the downside of life.
Because if you bog yourself down, guys, nah, it's no good. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, it's important to look after yourself and your mental health and make sure that you're doing things for yourself and taking the time to be kind to yourself and recognising that the things that happen around you are not really your fault or responsibility, and that sad and bad things happen, but you can bounce back.
So we're going to redo episode 27 from last week, and also I've done episode 28 now, so this is episode 29, and yesterday I went to Shorncliffe, a beautiful place there. So we're going to take some lunch with us today because we've done 2 fish and chip reviews already today on the last show. So we're going to do a review on Salada Cracker Biscuits today and New Farm Park. So we hope you enjoy that.
Well, Barry's going to do a review on Salada Cracker Biscuits. I might just be a very interested observer.
Yep, so we're going to show you all of New Farm Park. So it's a beautiful day, like I've said, and we better get moving. Get the battery charged up on this so we can get going. Here's Mark now.
Yep, we're only moments from being ready, so we've just got to pack up the computer and
charge it up a bit before we go.
I just assumed it was charging then. Yep. So using my superior skills, Barry, I've got no idea how to check on your computer where the battery status is at.
Okay, so we'll leave the studio now, and we'll get back to you at the end of the program.
Look forward to it.
But before we do go, remember, never ever bottle anything up. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, if you've got issues that are making you upset, make sure you do speak to someone before they get control of you, and make sure you're looking after yourself by having someone to talk to.
So we'll leave the studio now and get ready to go. So join us at New Farm Park.
See you there.
See you there, guys. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of our show today. We are at New Farm Park today, the place where I went to school. Okay. Now, the reason why I brought you here today is because I thought we'd see the change of scenery. We've done Scarborough twice, and now here we are at New Farm. Joining me now is Mark English. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Welcome to you.
Thank you.
Now, the rules about keeping the parks clean, we have said this twice on our programs now, or several times actually. Do not litter the park and pick up your rubbish and go because who's going to pick up your rubbish, guys? Nobody. So you are responsible. Here's Mark now for his opening sequence on this.
Yeah, Barry's right about that. Although I can see a piece of rubbish sitting in front of us that I feel compelled to pick up once we move. But in real terms, again, another park that looks pristine and very user-friendly and very clean.
Now, you were probably wondering why I'm wearing a mask. Well, we won't go into too much detail on the program, but someone at another house has tested positive, but it's nothing to do with us. But getting back to keeping our parks clean, well, I've said it once and I will say it again. If you bring your rubbish in, take it out. Here's Mark.
Yep, easy task. There are loads of bins here, so getting rid of the rubbish, easily done, and it leaves it beautiful for the next people to use.
Now just take a look of how beautiful this park is. Just look at it.
I'll take you for a spin.
Let's take you for a spin.
It is a gorgeous day. It's a gentle breeze, the sun's shining obviously, and I have to say that for a Monday in the city, this park is extremely well attended.
Now, consider yourself lucky, guys, that we live in such a beautiful area. Now, sadly, I won't be here to bring you some of the episodes, but I will give you more of an update on that later. just getting back to this park. You are not allowed to camp in the park because this is not a camping area. It's not.
Yes. Well, I think because this park is, you know, in the city and has a lot of foot traffic at night, etc., and is well patrolled, I don't think you get away with camping here. But aside from that, they're not camping grounds. They don't have the facilities, and the general rule of thumb is that they're not set up for it, so it can't be done.
Yesterday I went to Sean Cliff, but I didn't get a chance to do a show there. But today at New Farm Park, just look at that. Just sit down for a moment and take a good look at this park that we are in today. Look at it. Bring a picnic lunch or have a barbecue. Here's Mark.
Yeah, well, the amount of space here is quite incredible, and it actually has sports ovals and some sporting facilities, tennis courts, etc., as well as very extensive lawns, rose gardens, bush gardens, and then there's a whole section of lawned area under the trees that line the river where it passes around the park, and generally a haven for picnickers for obvious reasons, but that particular area has a lot of shade, so it is particularly prominent. But obviously, you know, come here any weekend and it's full of family reunions and club reunions and all sorts of large gatherings, because there is enough space here for any number of possible large gatherings.
Even a memorial.
Yeah, anything where you had a large group of people, there is more than enough space here.
So we decided to catch a cab here and it cost us $37 So really it was 74 with the full native plan. But just the fact, here we are on a beautiful sunny Monday, as Mark said. Few clouds coming in, but that won't stop us from having a good time. Here's Mark.
It's gorgeous weather, which is nice. I've had to take my jumper off for the first time in 8 weeks, so I'm very excited. And it's like an English summer, of course. I've had to take my jumper off. I think it's only 22, but never let a chance go by.
So, to my late flatmate, Martin, this video is for you, mate. Hope you're having a great day. Here's Mark.
Yeah, it's nice to have a tribute to Marty. It's a great bloke, and I'm sure that you're going to miss him. So, here's to Marty.
Goodbye, Marty. But anyway, we mustn't blow. So anyway, this park has all the facilities that you need here, like a barbecue area, and bring a picnic as well. Here's Mark.
And for the non-picnic inclined, there's no shortage of food establishments, both in the park and around the park. Obviously, New Farm's a well-known, thriving part of Brisbane for facilities and food facilities. So within a very short walk of the park is a fantastic array of choices.
So, why sit at home, guys, and when you can easily get in your car? Get in your car, guys. There is a lot to see and do. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, there's something for all ages. Playgrounds with, you know, I remember coming here as a child myself and playing on the old steamroller, and it is still here. So, although oddly enough, they don't let you climb on them anymore. But there are loads of facilities for all ages, and obviously has wheelchair access and paths throughout. And as I mentioned before, there's a number of food facilities within the park,
And over there is a little cafe where you can buy your tea and coffee and all of that.
Yep.
So bring some cash and your credit card, have a sandwich here and spread a blanket out, bring a portable radio with some spare batteries, so there's really no excuse, guys, not to get out. Here's Mark.
The other option, of course, to purchasing is you bring your picnic. Now, we've got a very exotic picnic for you today, haven't we, Barry? Vegemite saladas and lime cooler. So,
Yeah, so
what can I say? When I pack lunch, I go hard.
and knowing me, I prefer. We've done 2 fish and chip reviews today, so I thought I'm safe to catch and go hard and go right. I don't want to drink myself too often, guys, but that's the way it is sometimes.
Well, you can't keep treating yourself to chips and still fit in the same chair. That's the issue.
Yeah. Well, that's a good joke. So, the golden rule about visiting New Farm Park, guys, treat each other with respect. And you are not the only one in the park. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, we've just looking around, we can see people with picnics, people who've got their bums out, just come here for obviously to get outside and get some fresh air, people playing frisbee, people playing on the swings, there's people on the sporting oval kicking balls around, and just in general, I think nearly every patch of shade under a tree has at least one person sitting in it.
So, we're going to take you down towards the river now and show you that.
All right.
So stay with us. This is episode 29. Welcome back to part 2 of the show. This is the New Farm Park River Hub, and this is where the boat goes in there. And let's pan you around.
All right.
And I'll have a look and show you viewing
I was going to say, just beautiful lawns with lots of shade,
and
picnic tables,
and
barbecues.
Look at that, guys.
Very nice restaurant over there, and there's the New Farm Park River Hub that Barry was talking about. So they have their own set of moorings, and if you want to just come and visit for the day, you can come and tie your boat up here. So we pan around along the river.
And this is part of the river here.
Yep. And as we look up this way, we can see the River Cat arriving at the New Farm Terminal. So another beautiful way to get here and take advantage of all the sights and the lovely fresh air in Brisbane.
Yeah, because why waste a day sitting at home, guys, when you've got beautiful, when you've got a car and even get a bus in your phone too. Save your petrol. Here's Mark.
Yeah, it's a beautiful central location. It has a lot of buses that come directly to the park. As I said, the River Cat has a terminal here, so you can cruise up and down the river. So essentially you can arrive anywhere in Brisbane, come to the river and get one of the ferries, and it'll drop you directly to the park.
Now, when I was a young kid, none of this was around.
No, it wasn't.
But now look at it in 2022, guys. Just look at that. Here's Mark.
Yeah, it is a beautiful area. Obviously, prime real estate area, right on the river. See as I panned around all the housing that has been developed on the other side, looking across at this beautiful aspect. So those people who've got a beautiful park view across the river. So yeah, they've been very lucky with their positioning.
So there's absolutely no excuse, guys, not to enjoy this beautiful scenery here. And there's a barbecue there. Bring a kilo of sausages or some kebabs, or yeah, bring the leftovers. Have a picnic and watch the boats. Here's Mark.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot to do, and I have to say, for a place to have a nibble and then a little lie down in the afternoon to let it all settle, it is stunning.
So, like I've said, there is absolutely no excuse to sit at home, get in the car on a Saturday or Sunday or after work on a Friday night, watch the sun go down. Here's Mark now.
Well, it's a great idea, except that mostly from the park across the river, it's going to be sun up. So the sun's going to rise over the river and set behind us.
Yeah, so this is episode 29, like I've said, and my word, I'm proud of you. I've done quite a fair few episodes since I began my episode back in April. Here's Mark.
Yes, I've only been around for the last few, and then I've missed a pile due to COVID crossing us out for, well, I know technically it's only a week, but because you tested positive the day after we'd been out, I missed out the following week.
Well, it was actually the day
of.
The day of after we finished the Scarborough outing. So, unfortunately, guys, we missed a few productions there.
And then I got COVID. and that kept me away for another 2 weeks. So we had 4 weeks where we didn't, was it 4 or 3?
Well, you were quite sick. And then, you know, that's the way it is. If you get COVID, you've got to deal with that first. Here's Mark.
Yes, well, I'm glad that I'm fully recovered now. I'm glad we're both fully recovered and don't seem to have suffered any long-term consequences. So, although you weren't very well, and I know I certainly wasn't very well, but recovered all right.
Yeah. So going back to episode 21, where I started out very croaky, and then I went downhill. That is behind us now. So just before we go today, give you one last turn around before we close today's show.
It is a glorious day. Makes me want to get a boat.
And so, like I said, there is absolutely no excuse, guys, to sit at home on a beautiful day. Okay, there's lots to see and do here at this park. So get in the car, grab some sausages, ride your bike, have a barbecue here. It is absolutely pristine. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, take advantage of what we've got, and there's so much space here that on a day like today, which is absolutely stunning, it feels like there's barely anyone here.
So look at that. I even find out whether it's wheelchair accessible to get on a boat. There's so much to see and do. So perhaps you and your son or daughter in a wheelchair would like to come along to New Farm Park and check it out. Here's Mark for his closing segment on this.
Yeah, so when it comes to wheelchair accessibility, this park is very wheelchair friendly. It has good wide paths for most of the way around. Of course, there's going to be a few bumps or two, but generally speaking, the path's been really good. And obviously you can see that from behind us that the park does slope a fair bit, but the paths are wheelchair accessible and functional all the way around, and we've had no trouble getting here at all.
So, as we leave you today on episode 29, just going over some of the rules. No littering of the park, no urinating in public. It is disgusting and unhygienic. There are toilets around the park, bathrooms around the park, so there's absolutely no excuse to pollute the park with your garbage. Here's Mark to take us out with that message.
Yeah, as Barry said, the facilities here are excellent and easily accessed, perfectly adequate for the number of people, and there's just no excuse to not use the facilities that have been provided.
So if they're there, make the most of them. So as the saying goes, use them all. or you lose them. So the council have spent a lot of money on those facilities. So guys, if you're down here, take advantage of them. Here's Mark now.
Yeah, so as we've been cruising around, obviously this park is much more central and has a lot of facilities, and those facilities are easily accessed, available to everyone, and realistically I can't think of one negative thing about this park.
So, just before we do go, the number that we close each episode with, 000, please do not call that number for stupid, trivial issues and put someone's life at risk. So here's Mark to take us out with that final message.
Thanks, Barry. And he's absolutely dead right. There are no excuses for tying up emergency services. They have a very specific brief, and it really is emergencies only. So as Barry said, please don't abuse 000.
And tell them what your problem is, where you need them to come to, and give them the exact address of where you are. And tell paramedics or fire or police the truth. And on that note, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks for your company, and we'll see you next time around. And here's to you, Marty.
See you, Marty.
And we miss you, mate. Wish you were here. See you later, Marty, and see you later to the viewers. Here's Mark for his farewell.
Goodbye all, and until we bring you the next episode, be safe and love life.
And make the most of it. Don't dwell on the things that have happened. And the time now is
Lunchtime.
so bye-bye.
Bye.
Until the next episode. Bye-bye. Well, here we are now back at Bray Park, and we've just completed our trip to New Farm. Before we do go, just a couple of rules. If you bring your rubbish in, please take it out. Here's Mark now.
Yep, basically all the messages are about just being responsible, and if it's your mess, you clean it up and keep places looking tidy for everyone else that wants to go and enjoy it.
And like we said, don't just pick up your excuse me, and don't just pick up your rubbish and go. Here's Mark now.
I'm still not sure what means, but I think that's don't just dump it. So whatever you took your rubbish to the park in, it can go back into whatever you had and go home again if you can't find a bin.
And don't treat our parks like New Farm Park, like a rubbish dump. Guys, come on. If you know there's a bin there, put your rubbish in it. Here's Mark now.
All the facilities are laid on for us. All we have to do is use them and enjoy them and keep these places looking gorgeous for everyone else as well.
Well, that's just about all we've got time for today on episode 29 of our Monday show today. We hope that you enjoyed it, and the number that we rely on 24 hours a day, you know what it is, 000. Please keep the number free for emergencies. Don't tie it up. Here's Mark now for his closing message on the importance of leaving 000 alone.
I have to agree with Barry. It's a vital thing for the entire community that 000 is used appropriately and only used in emergency circumstances. It's a shocking waste of resources otherwise. So take Barry's advice and only use 000 appropriately. That is for emergencies.
Until we see you next Monday for the next episode, Mark English and Barry Beer signing off at 15 after 4 o'clock. We've had a lovely day today bringing the show to you, and we certainly hope that you've enjoyed our company today on the show. Here's Mark for his farewell now.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed the show and take care all and look forward to whatever next Monday is going to bring us. I hope it's more weather like this though.
So until we see you again next Monday at 10 o'clock, Barry Beer and Mark English wishing you a very pleasant Monday night.
Take care.
Take care and bye bye.